Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Hunt Showdown guide. My name is Ace and this guide revolves around the tools you can buy in the game. The tools are a very interesting bunch of items. Used correctly, they can facilitate certain maneuvers and even get you out of a tight spot. And unlike consumables, they have the wonderful ability to replenish after a match is over. So go right ahead and throw all the decoys you have. You'll get more when the next match starts. Now what's interesting though is that I noticed that some tools like the knife are clearly favored over other items like the dusters, and I wanted to know why that is, since I don't believe that there is such a thing as a useless item. And that's why I set out to test each and every one of them. So without further ado, let's begin. The electric lamp. So, I read the description of the lamp and it says here that it has a blinding effect. And to be honest, that would be awesome. Maybe the lamp is totally underrated. Of course, I wouldn't expect this item to have an impact on a daytime map, and sure enough, it doesn't. But what about using it during the night? Okay, better. But I still don't feel really blinded. Annoyed is a better term for what I feel. I mean, I can still see enough of the other hunter to take a shot. In fact, I can just aim for the brightest spot and I'll surely hit him. Besides, using it during the night is a death sentence. The light gives away your position, and even when you're far away and have your back turned, the model of the hunter is still somewhat illuminated. My opinion on the lamp? It's a beginner's trap. Leave it at home. The scope. Very useful when you want to check out an area without getting too close, and completely useless when you play on a fog map. Next, the first aid kit. Ever since the new update came out, the health kit became extremely viable. Let's see, a normal vitality shot now costs 75 bucks, and using it takes around 5 seconds until you get your gun out again. Also, it heals you back to full health. But $75 is a lot of money though, and once you use the syringe, it's gone. The first aid kit on the other hand costs just 35 bucks, refills every match, and stays until you die. The downside is that it heals only one chunk of health, no matter the size, but with the doctor trait equipped it heals 2 chunks per bandage, which is a lot better and depending on your hunter, can get you back to full health too. And since it takes also about 5 seconds per bandage, you might want to consider bringing this along. Also, just like the vitality shot, you can heal your partner with it, which is pretty cool. The quad derringer. This little beast is extremely underrated and unfortunately almost never used, which kinda baffles me. The derringer has a built-in rapid fire mechanic which lets you shoot its 4 bullets just like you had the fanning trait. To top it all off, the damage output isn't bad either. Just 1 bullet is enough to deplete a big health chunk when you're standing relatively close to your target. These 2 traits make the weapon viable for every loadout with high reload times and/or limited bullet capacity. Did you hit but ran out of bullets? Well, don't reload, get in close, pull out the lady pistol and finish what you started. It's way faster than reloading. And yes, granted, there are some backdraws to this weapon too. First one, it's still a pocket pistol and it can only pack a punch when you are close to the target. And I mean 30 meters max. The drop-off on this weapon is very strong. In fact, beyond 50 meters the derringer is useless since the bullet doesn't even hit the target anymore. Second, whenever you reload and the magazine has some bullets left, you will lose all your unspent bullets. So it would be wise to empty the gun completely before reloading. The knife. Ah, the classic. The knife is one of the most reliable tools in your arsenal and provides you with great mobility. Zombie in your way? Well, a charged hit and your problem is gone. The only downside this weapon has is that it drains your stamina very quickly. You can either swing for 3 charged attacks or 6 normal ones, and that's it. And since a normal swing doesn't kill anything, you are better off charging 1 or 2 zombies, then wait a bit, and then move on. Also, the knife cannot take out an armor, even when your stamina is full. You will need 4 heavy hits to finish it off, which is pretty detrimental when you want to move quickly. What's more interesting though is that the knife causes rending damage, which you can use to put players under pressure. Also, the damage the knife does to hunters is not to be taken lightly. Just a normal attack to the body and half your life is gone, and a heavy body attack kills you outright. And just so you know, a simple swing to the head is technically enough to kill an enemy too. The throwing knives. Slowly. Slowly. Ah, god damn it. I really do love the concept of the throwing knives. Once equipped, you get 6 of them to throw at whatever you like, and the best part is, you can pick them up and use them again. It's like having unlimited ammunition, it's so cool. And you don't even have to get your own knives back. If you find one that was used by another player, you can pick that one up too. Naturally, you want to be close to the target you want to assassinate. If you throw it in a straight line, the knife travels approximately 15 meters and starts losing altitude after about 5. Knowing this, you are well advised to always aim a bit over the head of your target if you want to make a fatal blow. And of course, aim even higher the farther the target is away from you. But oh boy, are they hard to use. Unlike a bullet, your hunter has to prepare the throw, which costs a little bit of time, and that can easily screw up a safe hit if you're not used to this. Also, regardless of the distance between you and your target, you absolutely have to hit the head for a kill. Even at 5 meters distance, a body hit won't kill your target and will still give him or her a chance to retaliate. And although these weapons cause rending damage in melee, a heavy hit to the body still won't kill your target. My final word on these bad boys is, if you need a cheap alternative to move quietly and get rid of environmental hazards like the horses or hives, then you will love this weapon. The Duster. Now we're getting on the dubious side of the tool section. Why should you ever take the Duster with you? Unlike the knife, you need 2 hits to kill a simple zombie, 1 charged and 1 jab. It doesn't do nearly as much damage to players as the knife. Also, there's no bleeding effect, and if you really want to kill a player, you have to hit the head with a charged blow. Everything else gives your opponent a chance to retaliate, and you don't want that. But look closely, have you seen how much stamina this thing needs? Almost none! You can lightly jab 20 times, or Klitschko punch 10 times before your stamina runs out. And the time between hits is super short. This means that the Dusters are way more effective against a group of enemies than the knife, and should be classified as a player versus environment weapon. This discovery leads to some interesting implications. You can use the Dusters to quickly build a meat shield in case a hunter wants to kill you. Just start running headfirst into a group of zombies. If they get too close, jab them and run some more. The zombies are now between you and the hunter. And if the hunter wants to hit you, he has to deal with the meat shields first. This in turn gives you enough time to run for cover or flee from the map when you have the bounty. And don't worry, sooner or later the zombies will stop chasing you. I tested this too. The Fusee. At first, I thought the Fusee was an accessory item at best. Why would I draw attention to myself with an item that ignites while in the air so everybody can easily figure out where the dumbass who threw this sits? But then I had some encounters that turned on a light in my head and made me see the benefits of these little sticks. You can use the Fusees as an effective area denial tool. The light is so bright, it's impossible to see past it. Just throw one into a narrow passage to block out the vision of everyone on the other side. If they are not brave enough to step into the light, there's no chance for them to know where you are. But that's not all. If somebody follows you up to the extraction point, then just throw all the Fusees. Build a wall of light and see, or rather hear them struggle to hit you. And on the offensive side, you can use them to flush out campers who might be hiding in a bush. You might get lucky with a Hail Mary attempt. Who knows? But don't get your hopes up too high. There's an easy counter to a Fusee and it's called a bullet. A quick shot with any weapon will destroy a Fusee. But at least it'll go out with a loud noise which can alarm you that somebody's around, even when that somebody uses a silencer. Also, you can set zombies and the like on fire with them, which is helpful if you need to get rid of an armored and have no lantern ready. So if you are a night player, then I strongly recommend taking a pack with you. If you play by day, however, leave this item be. The effect it has in broad daylight is, well, puny. If you want, you can use them to explode barrels without giving away your position, but that's really all I can think of. Also, for obvious reasons, you shouldn't throw them in the water. The Flare Pistol. It's basically a shootable Fusee, and that's about it. The only differences between this and the Fusee is that the pistol costs $20, while the Fusee costs $10. And also a flare only lasts for 30 seconds, while a Fusee lasts for solid 10 minutes. Now I know what you think. Why would I invest more money when I get less light out of it? Thankfully Reddit was able to help me out here. People use the flare to quickly dispose of armored zombies, which makes an awful lot of sense. You need all your stamina with a machete to kill an armored, and while you're hacking away, you are a target that is standing still, in front of an enemy no less. The flare pistol nullifies these problems since one round is enough to kill it and you don't have to stand beside it. Also, you won't leave any traces because you only illuminate the area for just 30 seconds. So currently it's best to think of this as an instant oil lamp without the fire. And just for completion's sake, I have to mention that yes, you can also set hunters on fire, but I would not recommend doing that. It's nearly impossible to hit a moving target with this gun. Also, beware, the flare pistol isn't noiseless. You will draw attention to yourself when you fire that thing, and I don't mean the light. Also, water. No. The decoys. So, I heard a rumor that I can use these to silence these annoying horses. Nope, somebody lied to me there. But in all seriousness, the decoys aren't half bad and are a wonderful tool to distract not only monsters, but players too. Suppose you want to get a clue, but an armored or a meathead is in your way. Then you just throw one of these little pebbles and sneak past while the monster investigates the sound. I know it's a slow approach, but the upside is that you don't leave any traces like a dead body. And if another hunter comes by, he has to deal with the monster too, which in turn can alarm you. If you want to use this against players, you have to get a bit more creative though. I find the decoys incredibly useful against hunters who don't want to show themselves, but already gave a clear sign that they are there. In one of my recent matches, I used the decoys to create a diversion with these caged dogs here. Once I made some noise, I ran into another direction to get a better position since I suspected the other hunter to be at the far end of the docks. So I waited a bit and listened. And sure enough, he couldn't resist, checked out the dogs and made some noise himself. Since he didn't find me, he tried to hide in another location, and as luck would have it, I was already there. Alright, that's it for this episode. I hope I was able to give you an insight into the tool section to further improve your playstyle. And as always, it would be appreciated to let me know if this video was actually helpful, so please leave a like if it did. And if I missed an obvious way to use one of the tools, then please don't be shy, write it down in the comments. And now, if you'll excuse me, it's time for me to work on another review, since not everything I do is hunt related. If you want, you can watch one of my reviews right here, or go for more hunt tips. Your call. See ya!